The reason why patience is so important in dating in the beginning is not just for them, it's for you. Like, you don't even know if you like this person. You don't know. I understand where this comment's coming from, but I really want to expand on this because I swear a lot of times we really don't know who this person is that we think we like. Oh, wow. They're all here. Hello. Oh, there's a couple more. Oh, there's the pony. Y'all remember there's the aggressive pony. I can't tell you how many times I really liked a guy. Oh, and I started I was very excited. Like, oh my God, he's the one. Blah, 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 blah. And then I waited 3 days. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like, I don't even trust myself in terms of how much I like a guy. So why would I trust what they say? You can't know somebody without time. Now, maybe not long time, because I also think that, you can get to know someone way faster if you're coming from a different place, right? Like, I'm 45. I get to know people very quickly, right? Because I cut through all the BS. I know what questions to ask. I know myself very well. I know what to look for. So when I was in my 20s, of course I could just be like, I dated an old man who was in his 40s when I was 21 because he groomed me. And I didn't see all the red flags because of a lack of experience. It would have taken me 2 years if I had kept dating him to see what a terrible person he is. Whereas now, with all my lived experiences of trauma from men, I'm like, boom. But the point I'm making is that what is the rush? What's the rush? Dating a man is potentially the most dangerous thing you will ever do. Dating a particular man. That one man can literally ruin your life. Why would you rush that decision? And the thing is that makes me crazy is that, yes, I believe actually men know really quickly if they like a woman. But I'm the one who needs time. I knew right away when I met my husband he was something special. But because of all my lived experiences, I didn't trust that I wasn't missing some red flags. So I took my time. I always was side-eyeing him. You know what I mean? Right? Because I've been fooled so many times. This game of dating is a lethal one for women. And the only way I'm going to know if this person is full of crap or not is time and consistency, right? And then the other thing that people have mentioned in the comments of that last video, I don't believe a word they say. So I'm sorry, but I'm not going to know without seeing consistent actions. And that takes time because so many men are full of crap and so many men don't even know how they feel. They're crazy about you one day and the next day they're like, nah. So I don't want to go on that roller coaster ride with them. So I don't believe anything they say. I just watch what they do. I also have a lot of experience with addicts, and having been one myself, I know that addicts lie. They lie all the time. I learned to not listen to what addicts say. I watch what they do. So I started treating all men like they're addicts. You know what I mean? Because so many men are addicted to, I hate using that word so loosely, but they are so desperate for validation from women, attention from women. We are the thing that literally, they're Kens. They're dead inside. They don't even know themselves, right? And they're so desperate for us and our validation, our attention, and to help them define who they are. They make terrible decisions based on needing that, right? Much like an addict. I don't want a man who is coming for me because of what I can do for him, because he doesn't know himself, because he's dead inside, because he's just bored, because he's corny or any of that stuff. But how do you know the difference? They all seem the same, right? So many men will be say all the right things and then not follow up with those actions. Then there's also the love bombers, and people had asked me about that in this video before. If it's too much, that's also a red flag. What's your hurry, bro? Because narcissists and abusers are always in a hurry. So I don't want them to be in a rush. I want them to be consistent. I want them to be eager. I want them to give me a sense of security and safety in terms of they're going to text when they say they're going to text, that they're the ones texting me. I match their energy. My husband was always the one to text me first. I always responded, but I waited. I am not chasing after a man. I sit back and I relax and I deal with my nervous system, because that's usually what it is. A nervous system that just needs to know, is this man going to ruin my life or is it the one? Well, guess what? You can't figure that out. You can't ask them that. You don't have a crystal ball. You literally have to sit back and watch and pay attention to their actions and just let them talk, right? Because they do actually reveal a lot about themselves. If you're paying attention, they say things. They drop little things every once in a while. Like my ex, the abusive one, long before we started dating, he's bragging about how he doesn't hit women. And I remember thinking, that's an odd thing to say. I've never heard a man brag that he doesn't hit women. I thought that's a given. It seems odd that a man would need some sort of applause for taking a stand against hitting women, as if that's bragging things. No. But you know what? I ignored that. He said a lot of things very subtly that A, I just didn't even realize were red flags, or B, I was like, oh well, you know, like, so I'm sorry, but there's no reason to rush. My husband knew. He knew. I knew. And yet we both still took our time. It's called self-control. He was consistent. He showed he was eager. He never let me think that he wasn't full in. He was never too much. And in fact, the one time that he stopped being as consistent, I remember there was a couple days where he just wasn't texting as much. And I was like, oh, here we go. Because I'm always waiting for it. Because I assume these dudes are going to screw me over until proven otherwise, because they always do. And in that, like, I think after the second day, he called me and he was like, by the way, I just want to tell you, I meant to tell you this yesterday. I got in trouble at work for texting you. So I got to be really careful, but I know, like, I didn't want you to think that it was, lack of interest or anything, or I don't want to. I literally just can't, because, my boss had a conversation with me. So he even knew to be thoughtful enough to explain why his messaging was not as consistent now. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's a thoughtful man. He's concerned about me interpreting this behavior as him not being interested anymore. So he immediately got in front of that late train of thought that he knew would be coming, just so that I didn't, just tap out. Because at this point, I'm ready to tap out at any red flag, right? The point is that women, we need to start seeing ourselves as the prize. Men are not the prize. Why are we so eager to get with these men who ruin our lives? What? That's why I make my content. If you are, when and if you do find a man who actually does value you, make your life better, like, I can't believe that I'm actually in a really good relationship. I didn't think it was possible. But I also mourned the idea of love, mourned the idea of marriage, even though I was never sold on it. I always thought it was a crock of anyway, especially given my childhood and what I saw and all the examples of my friends getting married. I'm like, why would you want that? So I accepted a long time ago that I was going to be a golden girl or a Grace and Frankie or whatever. Happy with that. But when women are dating from this place of like, I understand why you want to be partnered. We were all told this. We were all lied about this. We all want companionship and love. But the way they have made us obsessed with romantic love and needing that ring on that finger, and posting that on Instagram and getting like that, like it's the biggest achievement of our life. No, getting married is not the biggest achievement of your life. Neither is having a baby. Those are two huge things, but both of those could possibly ruin your life if you do it when you really don't want to, or if you with the wrong person, the marriage part. Both of those things, marriage and motherhood, are literally the most lethal thing that can happen to a woman. And yet they have convinced us that we all are just waiting for this to happen to us because it'll go. No, fuck that, right? Like, fuck that. What is the rush? Now, when I say that, I don't mean don't give husband privileges. Don't let a man date you for 9 years and never marry you. Like, that is not what I'm talking about. But so many women in the early stages of dating, they just want to know, is he going to screw me over? Guess what? Nothing's going to tell you that but his actions. Nothing. And if his actions are not eager, that says everything you need to know. If his actions are too eager, that says everything you need to know. Love bombing, has nothing going on, no life, that stuff is red flags too. We do not need men. They need us. We may want them, we don't need them, and we need to start dating that way.